Dear students, we were discussing about skeletal tissues. There are two skeletal tissues, that is cartilage and bone. In the last class only we have discussed about the cartilage. Structure of cartilage we have discussed, and these cartilage are present in the vertebrate embryo, in the vertebrate embryos. That means in the embryos of the vertebrates cartilages are present, and it is also present in the tip of the nose. Cartilage is also present in the tip of the nose, outer ear joints, and they are present between the adjacent bones of the vertebral column, limbs and hands in case of adults. Location of cartilage in the human body are: cartilages are present in the tip of the nose, outer ear joints, between adjacent bones of the vertebral column. Vertebral column contains many vertebrae. These are the small bones. Between the two adjacent vertebrae, cartilage is present. See, these are vertebrae. In between these two vertebrae here, cartilage is present in the vertebral column. Then they are present in the limbs and hands in case of adults. The next skeletal tissue is bone. The next skeletal tissue is the bone. Bone have hard and non-pliable ground substances. Compared to cartilage, bone is hard. It is hard and it contains non-pliable ground substance. It is rich in calcium salts. Bone is rich in calcium salts. Bone is rich in calcium salts and also in collagen fibers. Bone is rich in calcium salts and collagen fibers. Due to the presence of more calcium salts and collagen fibers, bone gives strength to the body. Or the main reason behind the strength of the bone is the presence of more calcium salts and collagen fibers. Bone is the main tissue which gives structural frame to the body. Bone gives structural frame to the body, means by skeletal system of human being contains bones. The bones of various parts tells about the shape of the body, or by seeing the skeletal system of an individual, we can assume the structure of that person. That means bone gives structural frame to the body, and it also support and protect. Bone support and protect. It support and protect the softer tissues and organs of the body. It protect the softer tissues and organs of the body. This is also a function of the bone. Another one is it gives structural frame. Bone gives structural frame to the body. Structural frame to the body. Then it support and protect the softer tissues and organs of the body. The bone cells are called as osteocytes. Bone cells are called as osteocytes, whereas the cartilage cells are called as chondrocytes. Cartilage cells are called as chondrocytes. Bone cells are called as osteocytes. These osteocytes are present in the spaces called lacunae. bone cells are present in the spaces called lacunae. The limb bones, such as the long bones of the legs, is the weight bearing bone. Long bones of the legs. Long bones of the legs is the weight bearing bone. Complete body weight will be bared by the long bones of the leg. Long bones of the leg are called as weight bearing bone because it carries the whole body weight. Whole body weight will be on the long bones of the leg. Hence it is called as weight bearing bone. Bones interact with the skeletal muscles which are attached to them, thereby it helps in movement. Bone helps in movement along with the skeletal muscles which are attached. Say for example, here bones are present, here bones are present, and to this bones skeletal muscles are attached. To this bones skeletal muscles are attached. Along with the skeletal muscles, this bone helps in movement of the body part. For example, say the movement of the hand. It takes place by the help of bone as well as the skeletal muscles attached to it. Then bone marrow. Bone marrow present in some bones is the site of production of blood cells. Bone marrow is the site of bone marrow. Site of blood cells production. Bone marrow is the site of blood cells production. Bone marrow means these are the spongy tissues present inside some of the bones in the body. Bone marrow is the spongy tissue. It is the spongy tissue present inside some of the bones. For example, the hip bone, thigh bones called femur. This contains bone marrow. In that bone marrow, the formation of blood cells takes place. This is about bone. The functions of bone we have studied. Functions of bone important, and name the cells of the bone. Cells of the bone are called as osteocytes, and bone is rich in calcium salts, calcium phosphate. It is rich in the salt called calcium phosphate. This is about the structure and function of bone. The next one is blood. One more type of connective tissue is blood. That is the fluid connective tissue. Blood is the fluid connective tissue. Blood is a fluid connective tissue. Fluid connective tissue, blood. Blood contains plasma and formed elements. Blood contains plasma, that means the fluid part of the blood are called as plasma, and formed elements. Formed elements means various types of cells present in the blood. Various types of cells present in the blood forms the formed elements. Blood contains plasma and formed elements. Plasma is the fluid part of the blood, mainly that contains water. Then formed elements are the cells. Formed elements of the blood includes RBCs, WBCs. It includes RBCs, WBCs and platelets. Formed elements of the blood includes RBCs, WBCs and platelets. RBCs are also called as erythrocytes. Erythrocytes. WBCs are also called as leukocytes, whereas platelets are also called as thrombocytes. Thrombocytes. Erythrocytes, leukocytes and thrombocytes are the three types of cells present in the blood, which forms the formed elements of the blood. The main function of blood is transportation of oxygen to various parts of the body, and also blood transport the nutrients and waste. Transportation of oxygen, waste as well as nutrients to various parts of the body is the main function of blood. Red blood cells or RBCs are red in color. RBCs are red in color due to the presence of a pigment called hemoglobin. Due to the presence of a pigment called hemoglobin, these RBCs or erythrocytes are red in color. Mainly that hemoglobin carries oxygen. Hemoglobin carries oxygen to various parts of the body. WBCs are also called as leukocytes. Leukocytes are mainly involved in defense mechanism of the body. WBCs are involved in defense mechanism of the body. Defense mechanism means the WBCs fight against infection causing organisms or they fight against disease causing microorganisms. Thereby WBCs give protection to the body. Defense mechanism, WBCs or leukocytes are involved in defense mechanism of the body. That means WBCs recognize the pathogen or the bacteria or virus or any microorganism which is entering the body, and immediately they start fight against that particular pathogen. Thereby it prevents the development of infection or diseases. Hence that is called as defense mechanism. Then one more type is platelets or thrombocytes. These are involved in blood clotting. Platelets are essential for blood clotting or clotting of blood, coagulation of blood. Platelets are involved in or essential for clotting of blood or coagulation of blood. And in detail about blood we are going to discuss in the last unit, human physiology, in that chapter body fluids and their circulation. In body fluids and their circulation chapter we are going to discuss about the nature of blood, their functions, everything we are going to discuss in detail in chapter body fluids and their circulation. It comes under last unit. So this is about connective tissues. Connective tissues. In the next class we will discuss about muscular tissues. Thank you.